D.
Alright, then sounds like we're ready. I'm starting countdown.
Try ngeliatin skill doang tadi. Kita lihat FPS.
Remember perceptions
try.
first. Thanks.
Nge-race terus-terusan gitu, jauh terus.
Perceptions first, front and back of the panels.
Chris, no? Oh!
One trap, two traps.
Yeah, golems, traps, okay.
Slimes traps are okay.
Watch out for the bleed. Remember to Asuna your tanks. Make sure they are Asuna'd properly. Someone. Metamorph, interrupt. It's okay, King.
Oh, ada yang gua kira.
It's okay, King. Don't need to move around. Just stand still and the healers can heal you. Okay, golems onto green. Yeah, please just take note of King. He has one of the golems, but yeah.
Red golem has some problem, yeah.
Red golem?
Yeah, the DPS got the tether instead of tank.
Oh.
But Mickey can try to kite the red when he's almost died, try to make it stay on the...
Yeah. I guess just sacrifice your body also. Just...
I will buff you. He have
Yeah.
lots. He have presence, so I will try my best to heal.
If anyone has either shield, that might work.
Okay, can pull the red to the puddle.
Yeah. All DPS on red.
Kill it.
Okay.
Ya, gua lemah mainnya.
White. Now to white.
Just waiting on
That
the
one.
quest.
Iya. Sabar, baru spawn nggak bisa di ini.
So white, careful of the trap. Burst down on compaction.
Okay, slime side, we're going to be provoking in 3, 2, 1. Provoke now.
Okay, golems just just kill the room golems or slimes.
Confirm
this.
diffusion before moving. Run, let's go.
Careful of the traps.
Run.
Careful of the traps when running.
Heal up, shield up. Kill anything that's chasing us.
Demolish one holy.
Jadi bisa full resource ya. Wait, menarik juga nih.
Bisa apa?
Full resource buat bossnya kalau langsung.
Oh, one DC.
If there's one Pokeball.
Okay.
Oh, it's from my
Apa ya?
team.
Bisa kayaknya.
Okay.
Anjing, hancur
Maybe
banget nih
healer
kalau
can
full
do.
resource.
Healers,
Maybe.
please stand by. We don't know
Yeah,
if you'll come.
Yeah, healer standby. If they DC and come back dead, you might need to raise them.
Is everyone on BNC okay? We don't have anyone on
Dapatnya
slimes
beda-beda
that have an
mulu
issue?
gini, tasnya jadi penuh kan anjing.
Yep, awesome. We can just wait and see what happens with the
Oh,
goblins
jujur
DC.
gua.
Quick bio.
Iya deh.
I'm on HUD mode.
Just for everyone here, make sure you
Okay,
either
man.
move around or use HUD layout, because you will get kicked out after 5 minutes. No, not 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And touch your two chests. Touch your two chests.
Langsung nastron ini nih.
Did you get fortitude, Uncle Leo?
Nah.
Damage-nya.
Remember for healers, if you want to use the arise, you need pure essence.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
you was
Dikasihnya
your-
lama-lama? Oh,
You
shit.
might
Okay.
on when you're
Wow.
casting Arise.
Oh, he's
Okay.
alive.
He's
Then-
alive.
Alive.
DC is alive.
Pathetic lagi.
Oh, you using
Yay.
Divine when you cast Arise just now?
Yes, of course. I got one
That's-
up, okay? Only one.
Game on.
Yo,
Okay, pure essences, everyone. Thank you. No
Dia pakai
exceptions.
Atau lu kasih?
Pures and re-racers.
apa?
Re-race dia, lu kasih atau lu kan?
Nggak tahu.
Oh si ini nge-catch weh, si Jaho ya Farman liat deh. Dia akhirnya lost band sama lost re-race.
Eh. Habis ininya nagaya kan.
Not my problem.
Gimana ya mencetnya tadi? I think sama aja ya, tapi ya.
Di line upin aja sih, kalau gue bilang apa?
Aduh,
Emang cooldown
fuck off.
nunggu 30 detik kayaknya nggak apa-apa deh.
Gak bisa lah kan lu ngeluarin armor juga di situ, fuck.
Karena Amos tahu nyala, woi.
Oh ya?
Iya. Justru dibikin 2 orang gitu supaya nyala terus.
I think we have one AFK on our side. I'm back.
Ya harga udah siap.
Oh.
Udah nyala-nyala nih kan.
We do another ready check.
Attack juga tiap semenit, bukan tiap 30 detik, jadi lu nggak bakalan tapi kayak pasti geser sih kalau ngeliat fight kayak tadi.
Iya.
Maybe
Makanya
it's a different person.
awalnya harus bener gitu terus. Udah freestyle habis itu.
I'm waiting one of my party member for pure essence.
Ya Citra. Gimana? Kenapa nggak ada sih tapi? Ada yang review ya.
So A okay, B okay, C okay, D okay, F okay. Okay.
Ya elah di pull sekarang loh.
Chances off.
Waymarks please.
Oh,
Disit man.
You can
Remember
pre-shield
these
that.
actions.
Ah, sorry. The tank stands off, except main tank. That's a raid wide. Next would be force slashing.
Oh 100 kanan. Wah. Anjir banget.
Terah gua. Gua berapa 70 ya?
So it's front 1-3-3-1. So move after the first slash. Move,
Terah gua.
Kena dong.
then move again. Look away from the orb.
Wah anjir banget.
Move away
Oh,
from the
kenapa?
tower.
Gua
Hidup sih.
The next, stay away from the main tank. Maybe a tank buster, a solo tank buster on the main tank. Stay away from one.
No, udah 2.
The next would be stand in front, behind, or on the
Itu
boss's
udah mati
system.
ternyata.
Followed by a shared tank buster.
Healers, if you die, mark yourself with a marker, and then other parties' healers will be able to help you.
Then stillness tank buster. Next will be chains, followed by a knockback or a high. Break the chains first. This will be a hide. So hide. Then next would be Ravana dives with force slash. No, Ravana dives with knockback or high. This will be a knockback. I'll go start with B, and then we get knocked back to C. Knock back to C. Then stack behind, stack at 3. Including the MT, main tank, stack at 3. Next is just avoid the line. 3 line AOs followed by Iron Spitters. So sand is safe.
Ano sih bosnya? Bisa bener.
The next one will have Earth Shakers, so remember to point it away from everyone. Tiles is safe. Earth Shakers pointed away. When
Mana dapat wah.
Aman, oke.
next is Sand is safe. Again, Earth Shakers. Point them away.
Keren serem banget, Pak.
Avoid it.
Kalau dikasih
Next
tau
will be
DBM dong kalau
Intercardinals,
setter.
so just try to
Yoi.
after
Yeah.
that deal. It's not completely centered, so you might wanna just play it safe.
Takut agak. Ya.
Next should be Ravana dive with force. So move to B.
Mercy itu yang itu ya.
So 4-2-2-4.
Yes.
Jangan atau di wah di beneran.
Move.
Keras sekali dong.
Move again. Then look away from the orb. Move
What?
away from the
Kenapa
flower.
gua? Hidup lagi sih.
Then stack for chains.
Sakit banget kan anjing.
Break the chains. Then yeah, heals, shields.
Can we get a
Try
raise on
plus.
either chain 1 or chain 3? Both heals are dead.
Bisa DPS dong.
Thank you.
Next should be
Oh,
4
okay.
slashes with Iron Splitter.
Mati gue dapet weakness, sedih.
Gua nge-lag
So
banget
it's
tuh.
1-1-3-3. Tiles is safe. Move on the second slash. Tiles is safe. 1-1-3-3. 1-2. Sand is safe. The next one is random. Then look away from the orb after. Sand is safe.
Orbe di mana sih? Bisa lihat sekarang nggak sih?
Look
Bisa ya?
away from the orb. Look away from the flower.
Itu di
Ada,
orbe.
ada.
Oke. Bunganya gua nggak tahu yang mana bunganya.
Gue mencet banner, terus nggak nyerang. Gua ngedodge.
I think next is yeah, stay in front, behind, or on the boss's hitbox. So next is either knockback or hide into the boss's clone because it will be followed by 4 slashes. The clone is at 2. So this will be a hide. Hide and then right, right, left, left. So right, right, left, left. Right, right, move, left, left. Then chains, stack for chains. We can healers can LB3 now if they have.
Bro, kita di sini buat background, woi. Buat siapa? Yoite.
Kita nggak usah nggak sih kayaknya?
Sayang banget ya.
Next would be knockback or hide followed by an iron splitter. This should be a hide and Taos is safe. Then hide.
Nah, jadi ya gua anjing. Iya.
Next is chains plus slashes
Itu
from
dia
the
hidupin
clone.
manual ya, bisa juga. Gua nggak usah ngidupin gua lagi di belakang.
So note the clone is at 4.
Kena tile kok mati, bisa nggak ke heal ya abis itu ya?
Left, right, right, left.
Right, left, left, right.
Oh, sorry, right, left, left, right.
Apa sih? Wah
Left,
gila.
left.
And then knock back.
Mati dong.
Get knocked back.
Mati dong gue ini heal. Woi. Tai jadi heal
Ya,
kan?
LB aja.
Woi hidup gue.
Dapet sih gua, dapet lah ya.
Tank buster. Then enrage.
Mati tengnya.
Ah, gua pakai nyalain di racer lagi.
Gue juga nyalain res. Apa-apa tuh. Ada bisa.
This should be enrage.
Ada efeknya.
Oh,
Oh my god. Hidup lagi gue. Ya mati lagi.
Sorry, is it shared?
Habisin metos.
jangan DPS berapa sih?
Yeah, I think I forgot the name
Yo,
of the
itu
shared
dia,
instance.
Tadi call-nya nggak jelas banget sih, yang terakhir bingung gue.
Dia salah terus jadi langsung bubar gitu ya. Satu coba benerin dia ngomong salah lagi abis itu kan. Damage jadi di bawah healer weh nomor. Wait, kok ada samurai yang barengan? Saingan
Okay. So we've all seen the entire fight now, so the only thing to work on is getting a bit more consistent with them, but also DPS. So the main thing, obviously doing your rotations is important,
Ya
and we
abangnya aja nih
we're all
kan,
able
udah
to do
mati
that
2 kali
outsiders.
udah.
But
Jadi heal aja.
appropriately using your lost actions is also extremely important, especially for melee DPS. Melee DPS should definitely be using both Lost Font of Power and Honored Sacrifice during their whenever they're able to, if it lines up with their burst. Any casters on top of using Cure 4, you can be using
Dia
Lost
berani.
Font of Magic for damage.
I think we also didn't have the yell for the what was that? The melee debuff.
Rendama.
Yeah, random.
Parah gak ada dia
The two people that are using Rendama, if you like, there is a macro in the macros channel of the Discord that will naturally alert the party as to when Rendama is about to drop off. I would recommend using that so that both Rendamas can manage to keep 100% uptime, because that'll do a lot of damage. Another thing as well that we didn't explain, we have 3 scholars in this raid. If you look at the spreadsheet, at the very bottom of the spreadsheet, there is a chain stratagem order, because we don't want to be using them all at once. We typically do this, not typically, we always do this in the order of alliances A, B, C, D, E, F. So the scholar in Team A will be using chain strat first, then Team B, and then so on and so forth. If you the very first chain strat, you do want to be using
Kalau gua
straight away
dengerin
rather than on the
brutal
fourth
gitu,
GCD like
ini
you
udah
normally
ngasal
would.
banget anjing.
So use chain strat first. Then as that chain strat is about to drop off, the second chain strat will go. And that should cover 30 seconds of the opener. The next chain strat after that, if you want, you can use it straight away after the second chain strat drops off. Or if you like, you can technically hold it for maybe like the 1 minute burst phases, but that means you would need to keep track of how long the fight has been. You can align it with your second biolysis refresh if you want. Otherwise, you can just use it when the chain strat before drops off. It is up to you. But
I think
otherwise,
also, right, the healers normally should just try to raise the
Baik, udah
DPS
bubar ini.
as opposed to
Yes.
doing DPS their own.
Kayak
so
ngomong
healers, obviously,
Hey,
in harder content, healers we are trained to DPS as much as possible. However, since healers typically don't use double DPS actions, the max potential DPS for a healer is not as high as the max potential DPS for a melee DPS, something along those lines. Your priority typically is to drop everything and raise if you can. If LB3 is coming up, just leave it. You can get everyone with the LB3, but if there's an important role that's on the ground, say the person who's using Lost Flare Star, or maybe a healer in another party,
copol flare star
or even just like a melee DPS, someone like that, you really do want to try and prioritize raising instead of continuing to DPS. But yeah. Everyone seems to be getting a bit more comfortable with the mechanics, which is good. So it's just a matter of being able to do that while also maintaining the DPS needed to make it through in Rage. So yeah, once again, confirm everyone should be using pure essences, everyone should be using lost actions, and we should be okay.
Ya berapa ya gue itu?
I think someone's restarting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Nyerah gak sih? langsung digas sama orang gitu ya, langsung dibully-bully.
Parah emang di sini
Wah, ya, di renting armor again. Apa?
di race-nya kan, iya.
Ideally, you guys want to prepare your cache and making sure that you have sufficient pure essence in your cache, rather than going into DRS and hoping that you can get your items appraised. Priority is your pure essence. You just don't want to jump into any content without having enough essences in your whole cache. Because pure essence do not pop or get appraised at 100% rate. There's a chance it may not appear in your fragment. So I think it's good to prepare ahead for every run,
Bukan ada ditulis
so that
ini
you
ya?
don't end up having people to wait for you.
Hah?
Ya didengerin juga ya kalau
Other than that, for the slashes, right, you should not stand on 1, 2, 3, 4 directly. But that one is just a direction. You should be stay at that direction, but as close as to the center. So when you walk over the, like for example, 2, 2, 4, 4, when you walk from 2 to 4, if you stay closer to the center, you'll be moving much faster. If you stay at the waymark 2, then trying to walk over to waymark 4, you confirm unable to make it because it's too far. Other than that, for the chain, you should be stacking for the chain. There is a circle above your head. When the circle above your head goes off, then you spread out. If you walk away earlier, it will be much difficult for you to break the chain.
Yeah, and yeah, for the first, if the boss is in the center, for example, remember that the tile circle I mentioned in the middle. You can generally use that as a guideline, especially unless we have the iron splitter where sand is safe. You can just stand in that area so that you can easily move from one side to another.
Not bad.
Kenapa? Di race satu lagi maksudnya kalau gimana sih, nggak ngerti. Gua lah.
Buat inilah. Yoite artinya dia.
Hana. Yoite kun.
Lost Fan of Power gue habis sisa 1 gitu ke
Gimana caranya sih habis? Bukannya banyak banget tuh langsung power.
10 stack doang, udah pakai 9 gue.
Iya.
Harus refresh.
Oh iya kan coba mencari satu ada lagi. Tiban aja.
Iya, mau gue tiban.
Maksudnya Fan of
Tadi-
Power banyak banget weh di kotak.
Oh nggak ada sih.
Dapat dari mana sih? Ini kok banyak banget ya, ada 27 gua. Holy shit.
Gue cuma ada kurang dari 10 gitu.
Game on.
Kayak pakai 7 sacrifice gitu satu ini tadi.
Yoi.
Kata kira ya. Kira gimana?
Apaan woi? Yang mana? I
Gak
can
di
feel the
kill gue
incoming
matinya
karma
langsung
Tom.
di X. Macam mati lah.
Iya, goblok
Gimana
gua, Tom.
sih lah? Goblok apaan?
Molek Fan of Power nambahin damage udah sih 40% ya? Fan of Power nambahin damage udah 40%.
30 sama crit 40 ya?
Hah?
30 sama crit.
30 sama ke 30. Berarti mesti DPS lebih gede lagi Tom, parah.
Dibilang freestyle anjing.
Iya, gua
Udah
aja
lah,
segitu nggak pakai
40
Fan of
kali.
Power weh.
Ya lu pakai Fan of Power sama 30% doang, weh berapa sih?
Kagak, crit-nya nambah 30%. Nambah 30% nambah. Wah.
Okay, once we zone in, I'm sure you guys are
Here.
tired of hearing this, but one more reminder.
Samurai yang kita
Don't
punya
go
di
straight to
bawah
your
Yoi,
side.
cek gimana?
Please. Oh, someone withdrew.
Kita
Please
kenapa
be
sih mati di
sure
awal
to replace your essences, replace your.
You can actually
actions.
replace your essences now.
Hmm. Also, I think someone went to the bathroom, but I don't know if they're back yet.
The one that bringing in her cat,
Iya, gua juga kocok tadi
maybe
kalau itu
not back yet.
I'm not sure.
Aranan. Sorry, hello, what? Biosu, kok bionya ganti? Kenapa ganti-gantian sih? Hai.
The two people that didn't say okay on the ready check just came back.
Okay. Lovely try.
There's one Kian that went to say Bioblaster.
So is it actually worth tanks using the lost sacrifice? If
Not
no.
really. We.
No.
It's the kind of thing where you use your own judgment to determine whether or not it's valuable, because lost sacrifice is a guaranteed raise. So let's say let's say you're in team A, B, D, or E. So there are 2 tanks, but both of your healers are dead, and LV3 is up. You may as well just lost sacrifice to get one of your healers up, and they can just pick you back up anyway. And there's also always the chance that you won't die after sacrifice, because the cure does make it so that you have a chance of living. But priority does go to healers doing it, if possible.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a, you kind of need to use your judgment on in the moment kind of thing to determine if it is a good idea to do.
Okay.
So like if tanks do decide to bring it, it is nice just to kind of like have one in your holster if you can fit it. But I'm pretty sure it's quite heavy.
It's very
so
heavy.
It's
I think like
19. Yeah, it's 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it in and I was like, this is really heavy. Do I really want to actually bring this?
Yeah. It's like
Actually,
realistically. Oh yeah, go.
If you pop the pure essence from the start, you have that space to bring one.
I was just thinking about it.
Because say you're a tank and you're assigned Aether Shield. You only really need, like, if you have 2 DPS actions from the very beginning, say Font of Power and Haunted Sacrifice, that will last you boss 1 and boss 2. Boss 3, you would pop another either Font of Power or Haunted Sacrifice and the Aether Shield. And that's pretty much it. So the rest of your space can go towards other things, which is why oftentimes you'll find that tanks are the ones that bring things like Shell and Protect.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you're then also going to bring Sacrifice, that's going to be your excess space used up kind of thing. So then you wouldn't want to be doing that.
But I have various groups, so obviously I'll never have to worry about reviving one of the healers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll never ever have to.
Habis ini udah. Iya.
Thanks.
Gimana jungle?
So remember, check your pure essences, move to the correct portal.
Recommend to pop your pures now. It's a good habit to get into because eventually you'll have to.
Gimana sih ininya? Dah.
Gak biasa.
Once your whole party's on your side, pop them ready check.
Dulu udah kasih gue cek tadi.
Adam nih gak ada PS.
Tank stands on.
DPS checknya tight juga ya, atau banyak orang gila aja?
Banyak orang gila.
Game on.
Waiting on C.
Waiting on Team Castle.
Yeah.
Tiap raid selalu ada jetcongnya. Jetcong.
Iya ada ininya.
Pantas 10 detik. Apa itu nan?
Ini emak ini.
Apa itu? Takut lah.
Oh, okay. Team Castle, okay. So that's everyone, right?
Yep. Should be.
Let me start countdown.
Yep, everyone's good. Remember, both sides, perception first.
I mean, harus
Don't
sih, I
touch
guess.
the door
Kalau yang kecil
until
kan
like
habis slash
around
mati deh,
2
kayaknya nggak pernah doom
seconds.
gitu loh. Lo kena dua slash terus kena red damage.
3 might be too soon.
Yeah, I also did it on 3, it was too soon.
Nggak ada trapnya di sini, alright.
Okay, perception
It's
out.
2 seconds.
I see.
Yeah.
There's still one trap yet to be found. Be careful.
Golems, traps all good, all found. Remember to
Sounds good.
Isuna. Remember to Isuna the tank.
Gak ada green slime di gua.
Metamorph.
Jangan rebutan katanya.
Parah rebutan dia nih. Gak ada slime ya, rumah gua.
Ya,
Gua upload resource sekarang ya. Yang penting juga refreshnya di sini.
Metamorph. So remember on red golems, hold DPS at 20%. Hold DPS.
tarikin ini.
Now burst. Okay, white.
Itu udah berapa? Udah 4 belum?
Metamorph. Kill trap. Yeah. Watch out for the trap on white. Careful on the trap on the mid.
Ini 4 kotor udah ready.
Okay, slimes. 3, 2, 1. Let's pull. Go.
Satu udah salah tahun.
Don't move yet. Wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Demolish, one holy.
Alright,
sir.
let's go. There's a trap right in the middle for slime, so be careful.
One holy.
Heal up, shield up.
Kayak nggak ada damage-nya, apa sih yang dia?
One holy. Okay.
Kayak gitu ya, mati gua. Lagi lompat ke slime
Anyone
di sana,
dead?
meledak.
D is okay.
Good.
Yeah,
still
D is okay so far.
Golem should be all good.
Nggak dapet ini yang dua tulis. What the fuck?
Bisa tadi ada contention kan?
Contention ya?
Waymarks, please.
Tadi gua dapet satu.
Oke, ayo cepat.
Game on.
Thank you, Barry.
Jangan sekarang juga boleh.
Today Barry is in Team E, so Barry is airy.
Alright.
Do you remember?
Terus sekarang ini.
Anyone wanna try main tanking or will let Mitsuki continue?
Udah main tuh.
Oh my god.
Okay, so as a reminder, going into this, everyone's already seen all the mechanics. So
Masih
things to
berat
remember
dong
now.
orang udah emang bener-bener.
One,
Oh iya.
Rendama should be up
Iya
on the boss
dong.
at all times. The first
Masal
Rendama
banget ya
user
orang.
should go first, and that will be Aeolus. And then Cayenne will be
Aeolus,
doing the
Aeolus.
second Rendama, so once the first one drops off, second one will go up. If you guys alternate like that, we should be able to keep Rendama up on the boss at all times, and that way will get a good DPS boost.
Tapi gue mati baru mukul.
Casters who are assigned Cure 4, use Cure 4 every minute. As soon as you see it drop off, you can use it again. If you have something on your rotation that's on a 60-second cooldown, you can align it to that. So, for example, a red mage should be able to align it more or less to acceleration.
Jadi gue berapa menit sih mana?
Melee DPS should be using Font of Power and Honored Sacrifice for max DPS. Try and use them at the same time in your burst phase if you can. Otherwise, use them on cooldown, whatever aligns best for your class. Ranged DPS using Dervish on cooldown every time it's up. If you have a second action that's for DPS,
Honored
you
sama
will
power
also use that when it's most
di
appropriate
spam
for
atau
you.
nunggu satu CD sih sebenarnya?
Healers, wherever you can, raise instead of
Bannernya
DPSing.
sama power
But if you
barengnya
do
nggak
have the
sih
freedom
sebenarnya?
to DPS,
Bareng lah, what?
then you have the
Kan
option of
jadinya beda,
using
jadi tunggu ya
Seraph
gitu.
Strike or Chain Spell for more DPS. But
Banner 90 detik.
DPS the healers are not expected to
power
be carrying
10 menit.
DPS at the raid, so
Ya, kalau
don't
gue
sweat
nggak
too much
tahu
about that.
sih.
That's more just if you decide you want to be able to do it. If you are a healer and you die, especially if both healers in your party are dead, mark yourself with one of the
Sacrifice
chain
kedua jadi
markers.
nunggu 30 detik gitu Pak.
And if any healer
deh.
sees a chain
I mean,
marker,
yeah,
please
yeah,
prioritize healing them.
But
What
But
else?
drifting
What
is
else?
the best itu.
freestyle.
Tanks also do feel free to use DPS actions. Font of Power and Honored Sacrifice are 100% okay and are recommended. Tanks can do quite good DPS in this raid. Almost or more or less equivalent to that of a melee DPS. Not quite, but close. If you're a free DPS, so if you're a DPS in the roster where you weren't assigned anything at all,
Berarti kan samurai sama
you
itu
should
bawah
hopefully be
berdua
using
deh.
DPS actions as well. But yeah,
Mati kayaknya.
is everyone ready?
Habis ininya, woi. Apa namanya?
Bukan habis. Ya udah gue mati nih gue pakai Black
Pin Hunter. Dia cuma punya satu, udah dipakai tadi kan?
Waiting
Boleh
B.
kalau kita nggak ada Dervis. Itu Vindes ya, Dervis itu skill ya deh.
Dervis kayak nggak nambah apa sih Dervis?
Oh,
Be okay.
CD tadi
You
juga
okay?
banget kan.
Alright, we can count down.
Yang ada bikin puyeng nggak sih?
Check stances off.
Ngurangin GCD.
Cure forecasters, you can cure for before the pool starts as well if it's easy for your rotation. It doesn't have to be once the pool starts.
Same for
Dervish as well.
Dervish.
Yep.
Nggak bisa ini gua. What? Udah lah bodoh.
Pop there.
Habis naganya kayak.
Tanks, remember tank stands off except me.
Dapet dong. Wah. Di sini freestyle.
So it's 3-1-1.
Correct.
Yep,
3-1-1-3. Move.
Fuck.
Move. Look away from the orb. Move away from the tower. Then raid wise. And then it might phase if we reach 80%.
Lu kena juga tuh, langsung mati dua dong. Kian langsung mati, nggak ada dong itunya.
So yeah, it will probably phase soon, so go in front, behind, or on the boss.
Gua jam
Followed by
pas dia
share
lagi
tank
smash
plus.
goblok banget anjing.
If you want with share tank plus.
Can we get raises on the chains? Both sea
Terus
heals
dia
are
sekarang
kan?
dead.
di Tiban, armor ngeras sih gue.
Then stillness tank buster.
What? Aku dia tuh.
Iya. Ini nggak ada posisional kan? Gua dari tadi geser-geser goblok.
Nexus chains followed by hide or knockback.
Oh my god, this guy, officer is guilty.
This will be a hide with chain. Then hide.
Kita mau grid device ah.
If you died and we raise, please put back your eraser.
Next Ravana dives with hide or knockback.
Ngopi mulu Tom dia.
This is knockback. We go to 4, and then we get knockback
Kenapa?
at A.
Oh,
D.
D is okay.
D.
D is okay as well. D is okay.
D.
A is also okay.
Elemental. Oh my god.
Then stack at 3.
aduh, kenapa gue grid DPS lagi dan why? Oleh tempatnya sama gitu, donkey ya donkey.
Next is avoid line AoEs as per normal, followed by Iron Splitter.
Laser ya.
So Palace is safe. Next set we'll have Earthshakers. Earthshakers, remember to move them away from the party. Sand is safe. Earthshakers move. Sand is safe.
Kenapa harus cek di bawah gitu dong. Kena. Gila sih.
Earthshakers move again. Palace is
Master dulu.
safe. Earthshakers move. And avoid.
Kan kalau kayak tadi udah nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain gitu.
Next is AoE and then Intercardinal. So say Intercardinal.
Maximum range.
Enggak, gue takut
Karena dong
sama pusingan.
Followed by Ravana dive with Force Slash.
Ini gue grid mati lagi di sini.
Going to A.
Hampir mati gue. Kanan kan.
Move. 4-4-2-2. 4-4-2-2. Move on the second slash. First slash. Second slash move. Third slash. Split away from the orb. Stay away from his tower. Then stack up for chains.
Ini nggak dilanjutin kan sama si
Split for
ini?
chains.
Mati ya dia.
Next should be 4 slashes left Iron Splitter. Oh, Tank Buster. Oh, Tank Buster. So 3311. Palace is safe. 3311.
Kok dapet gua?
3311.
3, holy shit.
33.
Dia bilangnya kayak tuh.
Move. Sand is safe.
Tapi dia nggak bilang wajan yang nggak aman. Mati gua. Fuck, nggak hidup lagi.
And the next is random. Sand is safe. Then look away from the orb.
Mana orpnya sih? Gak tau lah, keluar aja gue.
Apa di ini apa? Di
Move
atas.
away from the flowers. Next should be stay in front, behind, or on the boss's hitbox.
Ini gue full burst sih.
Mo.
Note if it changed direction, so just note that.
Nggak dapet. Belum dapet. Front back.
Next is
Nggak.
clone. 4 slashes on the clone, followed by knockback or high. This should be a high. Then back, front, hide, then back, front.
Ini nih punya
Di luar,
punya anak
dalam,
anaknya.
dalam.
So
Di
back,
luar, di luar.
front, go. Back,
Nggak nyampe gue
back,
mati dong.
front.
Ya udah, itu aja.
Harus.
Kita.
Change, stack
Oh,
for
no.
change.
Tengah dulu. Oh, nggak mati. Fuck.
Then split. Then healers can LB now. Our next is knockback or hide. All by Iron Speeder. This would be a knockback. Knockback and sand is safe.
Wah, fuck di ini ya. Gue bisa pukul ya. Iya.
And for me?
FT can be fun.
Oh, maybe.
Wah, DPS abangnya itu loh.
Anjing gua pro POV masih nomor berapa?
So get your chest. And there's traps up ahead.
Runner's petting.
Who's
So
our
in
1v1?
this first
Udah
corridor
10
here,
tapi
there'll be
satu
3
jatuh.
traps. So whoever's on set for this part, make sure you scan all 3 first. Then in the corridor to the right, there are 3 more traps.
So don't go into that shiny gold thing. That's only for 1v1. Only one person can enter. Is Gray our tribute?
Yep. Good luck, Alea.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
You can the party mates can give buffs to Leia if you have. So
We have
they're-
2 white mages, so we don't have much though. And we don't have a
They
dancer
can-
either.
I see. Maybe Dervish and Cure 4, but
Samurai aja dong ini duelnya. Duh.
yeah. Anyway, good luck.
It looks like everyone's
Iya.
moved on, so you can head on if you want.
Gue
Abis
nggak bisa sama sekali.
apa enggak tahu ya ambil lawan itu enggak? Kayaknya
Alea,
gitu beda
I'd
sama Dahu yang
recommend
gitu deh biasa.
deafening as well, because we'll be doing Dahu at the same time. So just so you can concentrate. Also, don't forget the trap that is there. Don't forget the trap that's immediately there when you first land on the 1v1 area. Awesome,
Ya,
very
beda
good.
sekarang deh.
And also, don't forget the trap
Ya,
that's on
lupa.
after you finish the 1v1 too.
Oh, was I
Because
reflecting?
I've also died to that one.
Same,
I
same.
re-raised, but it's okay. I re-raised. Okay, they've deafened now.
Do we need explanation for this?
A quick one will do. Let them know
Yes.
where to stand, where to place flares,
All right.
and the numbered markers as well.
Yeah. So yeah. Later on the fight, there's a mechanic where there'll be numbers on top of people, and it will be good to remove the markers on top of the people now, because that will make it hard for us to see our numbers. So yeah. Later we'll get numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 on our head. So the goal is to just go to the respective numbers on the waymarks on the floor right now and make sure the AOE hits the tiger or the lion close there, so that that will create a safe spot for us in later mechanics. And then that will come in 2 times. The first time, just make sure to get knocked back to the safe spot afterwards, after when the Dahu does a knockback. But for the second time it happens, Barry and 2 tanks will get flare markers. 2 tanks will get flare markers. So ideally they will go to 2 and 4. So try to separate. So ideally the 2 tanks with flare markers will go to 2 and 4, and then everyone else get knocked back to either 1 or 3. If it so happens that both tanks are on both 2 or 4, do pop your invuln to survive. And
Poor
yeah,
Barry.
that's basically it. Later, there will also be ads that will be tethered to the main tank. So some other tank can help provoke Dahu, but that's optional. If you want Mitsuki to die, that's okay too. But just make sure the healers in Mitsuki's party to heal him up because they'll be taking damage. That's mostly it, and then everything else is just avoid AoEs, avoid tunnels. So Dahu, if you did normal, the DR normal, then uh, if you did DR normal, it will have left and right slashes also. So just try to take note of that. So the left slash or one of the side slash will have a cast,
Jadi ini
but the
mekaniknya
next will
sama,
follow
cuma
immediately. So
nggak ada
you
save
need to
spotnya
move
knockbacknya, jadi harus dibunuh
immediately.
pakai yang
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 itu.
Otherwise, I think we
Terus
can do a normal
knockbacknya ke 1
countdown
sama
now
3,
since
soalnya
1v1
tanknya flare-nya
finished.
ke 2 sama 4, udah gitu doang, setengahnya sama kayak DRM. Ntar di atas kepala lu ada
Did I miss
angka
anything?
juga 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sounds about
Kalau
right.
lu kena itu lu berdiri di marker, kalau 1 di 1, 2
Alright,
di 2, 3 di
Mitsuki,
3,
do you
4 di
wanna
4.
do a normal countdown or a Mihi countdown?
Terus knockbacknya
Pull
selalu
it now?
ke 1
Okay.
sama 3 kalau
Okay, yeah. Okay.
That's the Kasu countdown.
Yeah.
So everyone, or I mean, it's okay if you get left behind, but yeah. So it will do 2 charges here later. So try to avoid that and try to be closer to the position after the second dash because it will do a frontal cleave after. So try to avoid.
Not ready, sir.
The number should come soon.
Gampang ya.
Those with markers on the head, no bakal.
Markernya doang yang penting ya.
So just dodge the AoE, and I think numbers should come quite soon. Yeah, here's the numbers. So what's
1, 2,
the
3,
number?
4.
1, 2,
1,
3,
2,
4,
3,
go.
4.
Satunya bingung.
Someone.
Yoite.
We need a safe spot.
He's
Okay.
lost.
There's one.
Yeah, we have one safe spot. So half
Left,
move,
right.
Ke belakang.
left, right, move.
Good job, Revo.
Okay, find that one safe spot or 2.
Oh, we have 2. Very good.
Ya itu ya, nyerah.
Then here, just dodge normally.
Oh my god, kenapa nih orang nan?
Is it feathers now?
Yes.
Yeah. Just let Mitsuki take it alone. It's fine.
What is this?
So yeah, healers, make sure to
Bunuh kayak.
heal
Iya sih.
Dibunuh ya.
Mitsuki.
Dibunuh ya.
And then
Why
everyone
are you pulling aggro so soon? All the ads are all over.
Yeah. Make sure to DPS the ads first.
Iya ada
Again, a barrage of AoEs, then will come numbers again. This time, please, 1, 2, 3, 4 is more important.
Left, right.
Side, left, right, move. Numbers. Move now. Don't breathe.
Number 4.
Aman ya?
So flare markers, and then everyone else north and south.
So
Serious?
Kasu is the new flare, huh?
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
I didn't see.
I think it was Cha-Cha.
Uh,
Maybe. I couldn't see.
Oh.
and then I have no idea what comes next, but it's basically a repeat of everything.
It's the dash, right? The puddles and dash, if I
Yeah,
can
the
recall.
dash.
Yes.
At this point, everyone, you want to be saving your gauges. So like for max burst on the next boss. So try not to use your resources now.
Udah,
Just do your normal combo.
There's a chest here.
Gila sih.
There's
Just
someone
raise
in
this as well. There's someone dead.
Oh yeah.
3 people dead.
No, I did not get the flare. I was stupid and got knocked into the stupid dogs or whatever they are.
That's alright, you're a tank. You'll be right.
Yeah, you're fine. Wow,
Tanks
now
are
who?
good.
Give me the flare marker, please. How come I tend to get skipped?
Hidup dong.
That's everyone up, I think.
Ada trap. Serem banget lu jalan. Apa pencet refresh dua
Okay,
kali
so
tadi
from
kalau
this
di
boss
situ?
onwards, well, not from this boss onwards. This boss is the boss where healers need Spellforge and Steel Sting, and the tank that was assigned, the tanks that were assigned Dispel will want Dispel.
Gue nge-lag
So
deh
if you're a
ternyata kalau
healer,
rame kayak barusan
please
tuh.
hop your respective
Animasi
actions.
gue nyangkut gitu Tom. Animasi
We'll
skill gue nggak kelihatan.
explain. Deeks will explain. Deeks will
Ini
explain
kayak gue
how
bingung
to
itu
use
udah
it.
keluar atau belum kadang-kadang.
I can
Bang,
try.
ini nggak ngerti
If you
sama
don't,
sekali gue.
or someone else can. It's up to you.
No, yeah, I can. I'll try. Yeah, just back up if I miss it.
Oh, sorry. Before that as well, for heals that are popping your actions, not reflect. Reflect is at the very, very last phase. What you want to do is pop your Spellforge and Steel Sting. Your second action can be whatever you want. And then after the first phase, replace your Spellforge and Steel Sting with the Reflect. There should only be one healer in each team with Reflect, but you don't need it until the very, very end. Alright, sorry. Go on.
Okay. I think also 1v1 if you wanna change your perception to a DPS section if you have. Yeah. Anyway. So our main text for this is Mitsuki and Sly, right? X Sly. So can you mark yourselves with some marker on the head? Okay, cool. Waymarks, please. So initially, for the first phase, we just DPS down the 4 ads here in front. Just take note of the 1v1. They might take aggro because of their DPS. Yeah, and then afterwards, we'll get 2 ads. Oh, well, no, 2 of them will come back. I think it's the warrior and the knight. So warrior, you pull him on the edge on the east, while the knight will stay in the middle, and then afterwards it will cast one of the mechanics where we either need to have Spellforge or Steel Sting on the appropriate jobs. So basically what happens here is the boss will be immune to one of the either DPS, physical or magic. So if let's say the DPS, if the boss is immune to magical damage, so everyone needs to do physical damage. So that means for the casters we need Steel Sting on them, whereas the physical damage dealers can just do their damage normally. But if they have Spellforge, they need to tick off the Spellforge to do physical damage. So we will call either like put on Spellforge, put off Steel Sting, or put on Steel Sting, click off Spellforge, something like that. Yeah, I think there are special jobs that need both. Maybe Kasu or Barry can help.
Yeah. So it'll
Which
be
one?
Paladin and Dark Knight, and then it's Red Mage, Bard, and Ninja.
Okay. Yeah, so for those classes, because they do hybrid damage, so they need both on depending on which debuff or buff the boss has. So after that, we'll follow with the mines, and I forget the name of the attacks. One sec. Oh,
The
either
Sword and Shield Omen, or
sword and shield omen.
Yeah.
With bombs. So if it's sword omen, we will want to take the bombs on the outer edge of the arena. Well, if it's shield omen, we want to go to the center and get knocked back to the appropriate bomb, while taking note that the boss will kind of dash from one side to another, and then the destination side will have an AoE circle around them. So ideally, we want to get knocked back on the side where the boss is starting from. And then after that, there'll be the tether mines that need to be resolved appropriately. For this, it's similar to DRN, except that us players will also get the tether. So this means that we run away now to the back because someone pulled.
Everyone run.
Run away.
Mitsuki.
Mitsuki, why?
Mati
If we
kita
run far
udah
enough, then the aggro will
selesai.
de-aggro. So just keep going.
Beda.
Keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So where was I? Oh yeah, the bomb. So everyone will get tether. Even the players can potentially have a tether. This is not something we can see, so you have to look for yourself. So what happens is if you're tethered, then also your weight gets inverse. So we will try to call out something like if you're tethered, go to the big bombs, or if you're not tethered, go to small bombs. So note that if you're tethered, you will drop first, and then along with some bombs. So ideally, when you drop, the bomb on top of you doesn't drop yet, and then you have to move to the safe spot before the next set of bombs drop. So remember, if you're tethered, you need to move after you drop because, the drop zone, the bombs will drop on your safe zone. Alternatively, if you went to the wrong bomb and you drop with the bomb, do not move because that is now a safe spot. Then after that, the warrior will do boost. So tanks would need to dispel. Do you have dispel with you, Sly?
Yeah, I've got it.
All right.
As
Cool.
well.
Nice. So again, when the warrior does boost, wait for the buff to show up, and then if it shows up, you just dispel it. And then after that will be the blue, the green and the purple AoEs. So what will happen here is some random people will get tethered, and then on the map there will be four different AoEs, like four different AoEs with two different colors, the purple and the green. So the tethers here will go to the green, right? So the tethered players go to the green AoE, while the non-tethered players should go to the purple AoE. Then alongside this, the knight will be casting another sword or shield omen. So after the purple and green AoE resolves, we all need to go to the center where the knight is. And then if it's sword omen, so we will see like 3 mihi bananas there. So there will be one side that's safe. So that's why we need to go to the center first to see, depending where the safe spot is. Then wherever there's the side that doesn't have a banana, we can go to that side. So if it's a sword omen, we need to go far away on whichever side. So for example, if north is safe, we need to go a bit far from the boss on the north direction. But if for example it's a shield omen, then we need to stay on that general direction, but still be on the boss's hitbox, something like that. So need to stay close to the boss, but on the direction without the banana.
Jadi ada dua.
Then after that should be another set of bombs, right? And then I'm not sure anymore. I think another red and green debuff.
Yes.
And then enrage. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right, and then so that's for the warrior and the soul and the knight. So take note, we want to have their HP balanced mostly, because when one of them dies, the other one will start to cast an enrage. So ideally, we want to kill them at the same time. So just take a note of that and try to move around the DPS as needed. Oh, and I forgot to mention that for this, we normally split the alliance into two sides. So team A, B, and C will take the west boss, and then D, E, and F will take the east boss. So for the first set, D, E, and F will take the warrior, while A, B, and C will take the knight. But yeah, sometimes we need to move around the DPS a bit, but after they equalize, we need to go back to our respective targets. So yeah, that's for the first set. For second set of enemy will be the gunner and the soldier. For this, gunner, Sly would move the gunner to the mid, while Mitsuki will move the queen to the edge. Oh, note when moving, we need the person to the person who will move to the outer edge to move first before the other boss move to the center, because we don't want them to tether. When the both boss are tethered, then they will do extra damage. So usually if this is an AoE, then everyone will die or something like that. So for the second set, the Queen Soldier will move to the edge on the west, while the Gunner move to the center. The first set of mechanics will be frogs. So there will be 4 flame orbs that will turn into frogs. There will be 2 small flame orbs and 2 big flame orbs, and then when they become a frog, we need to take note where the 2 originally small flame orb frogs are, and then they will start moving, and then that will determine our safe spot eventually. But we will also try to call out the safe spot based on this. And then we just need to move to the safe spot, and then after that, we will get what do you call that again? Like the mechanic where, so if you've been to like Dalriada or yeah, there's the mechanic there
yang
where
burung
we
ya.
have this like semicircle on our stuff and only one side is safe. So we wanna have that side get hit by the AoE. So what happens here is after the fire orb explodes, the gunner will do an AoE, so we need to face
Burung yang
our
kayak
like open
maunya
side to
Omega.
the gunner. So in this case, since the gunner is in the middle, so we just need to face our open side to the middle. And then next will be the turrets on the sides will fire, so we need to face our safe side to one of the turrets. So that is why also we try to make sure that we don't get hit by 2 turrets, because they will be coming from opposite directions and you cannot face both directions. Then after this, is it the turrets next? The big turrets?
Yes.
Yep.
Tank Buster, then Raid Wide, then the turrets that need to be involved.
Yeah. So yeah, after this is tank. Yeah, as Kasuga said, tank buster, raid wide, and then next we'll spawn 2 turrets on both sides. So yeah, the tank on the gunner side will take the turret that spawns around B, and tank on the on the soldier will take the turret around the D. So it's important here that the tank will take aggro, because the turret will have a tank buster. Well, actually, like a one-hit shot that needs to be invuln. It's called sniper shot. So once the turret is casting this, the tank who has aggro should take invuln to survive the shot. And then healers, remember to heal up the tanks, especially if it's not a paladin with hallowed ground. Then after this will be, is it fire and ice?
Yes.
Yes.
So after this will be fire and ice. So if it's ice, just keep moving. If it's fire, just stop moving. Don't auto attack. So similar to acceleration bomb, if you're familiar with it. So just don't move. And then after this will be the 4 soldiers, right? So
Yes.
there will be 4 jumping soldiers. 2 soldiers will be tethered and 2 will not be tethered. The safe spot will be the ones without a tether. So we just try to find that safe spot, go to that safe spot, and then again we need to face our so we will again have that circle around us, semicircle around us. So we will face our safe spot to the middle again first for the gunner's attack. Then next we'll face it to one of the turrets. Then yeah, after that should be some, I think some raid wise, right? And then the the line turrets, if you've
Yep.
done DRN, there will be 4 turrets that spawn on the edges, and then it will just like do a line AoE depending on where they're facing. So just avoid the turret path, and then
Oh.
after that should be enrage. So again, we need to keep both bosses' HP the same and kill them at the same time. Then after that, after we kill all the 4 bosses, all the 4 bosses, then they will come back similar to DRN, but with extra mechanics. So once the 4 bosses reappear again on the edges, we will also have aura spheres on the north and south, and some orbs that need to be reflected. So Leoric here is helping us with the reflect macro. So hopefully our healers have reflect on. So what we need to do here is so you will see here, like for example, if there's A1 and A2, so the healer in team A needs to pop both orbs while they have reflect on themselves. So what you do is you cast reflect on yourself, make sure it's up, and then you go stand on the puddle on the orb to reflect the damage back to it and kill it. You need to do it both times for each team. And then take note that even though I think we only have 1 healer assigned for reflect for each team, but like the other team members' healer should also be a backup in case like the other healer is dead or something. At the same time, there will be aura spheres on north and south. So there will be 2 waves of aura spheres. I think we have it assigned here, right? So for the first set of aura sphere, Shorty will take the north one, and Chacha will take the south one. So what we need to do here is the tanks need to take aggro off the aura sphere, and then after it dies, you will see like a prey marker on top of your head. So that means you need to pop your invul, and the like you will take like lethal damage otherwise. So pop invul, take the damage, then healers heal them up. And then after all these mechanics is resolved, we can just continue killing the 4 bosses. So similar to DRN, the 4 bosses will like respawn on the edges and just be there and then just kill them. And just take note to don't hit them on the sides that have the parry. Otherwise you'll get twice come ruin. Then after the first set of Aura Sphere, the second set will come. Just do the same thing. Aura Sphere and reflect orb. So for the Aura Sphere, it's 2 different sets of tanks now. So the north will be Kasuga and south will be me. And we just do the same thing. We take aggro, invuln the tank buster, and yeah, that's it. And then for the reflect healers, just need to do them again. And afterwards, continue killing the 4 bosses. After they're all dead, then we clear. Otherwise, they will cast enrage and we die.
You?
Did I miss anything?
No.
Mitsuki Pokeballing.
Oh yeah, for the
ngebunuhnya masih rank 15
tanks. So
Yeah.
one important note here is make sure the 2 bosses don't get tethered. So this means that sometimes you would need to move for mechanics. Try to make sure that your boss is casting before you move. So on any mechanic that they need to move, normally the other boss or both boss will end up casting. So before you move, you make sure they're casting first so that they don't follow you. And then yeah, go to the safe spot and then immediately go back to your boss so that they don't move to avoid tethering.
Ada kayak tiperin
Yeah.
ada ya.
Got it.
Di situ bos terakhir, kita bos 2 ya. Ya ikut aja yang di depan.
It's here. What's up? Why are you Pokeballing?
Why must he Pokeball now in the wrong timing?
Bisa sih tadi itu kode.
So for the Spellforge
Nggak tahu sih the best
yang bilang I will die
for
again.
Spellforge and
gitu
Still Sting,
kan.
normally at the start of the fight
Kita dia hitungannya ini
we do a 30-second countdown.
hitungannya
This
dia
is the
body
time
carry
when
nggak sih?
the healers can cast their Spellforge and Still Sting on the appropriate users.
Pakai pet biar apa? Maksudnya DPS-nya nggak segitu nggak sih?
And then yeah, just
Ya dia
do that, and then so that on the first mechanic
juga,
they might not need to cast it yet.
2000 berapa tadi? Nggak tahu sih 2000 itu.
Otherwise, then we should just be waiting for Mitsuki. Make sure to keep moving or do hot layout.
Ya.
Oh, Mitsuki's gone.
DC.
Oh, DC.
So Pokeballing is, I don't know if you
Namanya berapa
noticed
sih rating?
Mitsuki earlier, they have this
Apa?
red
Nama rate
symbol
berapa
on
sih?
their
10.
head
9, 10.
symbolizing
Iya.
they're about to
9
be
atau 10? Nggak tahu.
DC or disconnected. Since it
Tergantung dapin.
slightly resembles a Pokeball, we call it Pokeball.
Merah-merah apa sih? Oh my.
Once Mitsuki gets back as well, as you can probably see from me, you can get as close as you want to these bosses without pulling them, as long as you
Coba
don't
nonton,
attack them.
tapi yang
We
ini panjang
typically
banget, Pak, itu
ask
8 menit
that
kan.
everyone like kind of gathers. I mean, we don't have to do it now because we're still waiting for Mitsuki. Oh wait, Mitsuki back. Yeah. So if we're all like gathered up here, then we can all be in range of the raid buffs that go at the start, and we can all.
Yeah. So 30-second countdown. When everyone's ready, we can do a 30-second countdown. You start applying the spell for still thing. And yeah. So just tanks, make sure to get aggro like the R2 main tanks. And then the party with the 1v1, try to take care of your 1v1, especially on the start. They might take aggro and get back to that. If the 1v1 tank is a paladin, you can consider doing cover.
No, the 1v1 tank is Katsuga.
Ah.
I have Aurora and Heart of Stone.
Ya dijawab cek mampus.
Game on.
Itu juga harus main. Gue aja ntar kalau harus magic.
So F, C, D, E, F. So waiting on A and B.
Kalau harus magic buff gue aja sih kayaknya. I think. Ada buff ntar bosnya lihat aja.
A, B, yeah, that should be all. You can start 30-second countdown when.
30 detik
Yeah, so healers can start spell forge too. If you already casted, maybe you can try casting again. Just make sure it doesn't fall off.
Biar nggak jatuh.
And just a reminder that once the mechanic goes out,
Kan
paladins,
kayak
dark knights,
deh,
red
kita-
mages,
kita
ninjas,
cek
and
semua deh.
bards will need a buff no matter
Nggak
what.
tahu gue
Nggak
nggak
tahu,
ngerti
nggak
anjir.
tahu.
They need
Udah
the
lah.
appropriate buff regardless.
So tanks, remember to pull them all together so that we can AoE them off. There'll be several raid wides coming, so healers prepare.
Itu apaan? Flash 100+ kan?
Another raid wide. Okay, so warrior to the edge. Warrior
apa?
move first before
Kanan.
moving to.
Itu knight ya?
Alright, the knight to the center. So take off
Purple apply yellow.
spell forge.
Berarti gue nggak usah
Put
pakai
on
apa ya?
steel stink. So take off purple, put on yellow, or apply yellow. Lunar,
Team
take
B
off.
healers.
So
Keluar-
this is
keluar tuh, keluar.
sword comment. So we go to take the outer bombs. Untethered, move to small. Tethered, go to big. And then take the outer bombs.
Oh dikasih tahu kok ini.
So those who
Salah,
drop
salah.
off, go to the safe spot.
Ini move kemana?
Kamu jatuh
Then
lagi,
boosts
jatuh
will
lagi.
be coming soon. So wait for it to
Dispel,
finish casting, then
dispel.
cast Dispel.
Tank kok ya?
Dispel now. Dispel. Yeah. The next tethered to green, non-tethered to purple.
Atau
Apa? Tete.
tether green. Win.
So
Tether.
tethered to green, non-tethered
Green
to
itu apa
purple.
sih?
Wait for
Ini
it.
nanti ada green nih
So
kayaknya.
there. Yeah.
Green yang mana? Ini ya, angin.
Then move
Ini
to
ya?
the center
Mana ya?
after. I'm careful for those that are main tank. Okay, I move to D. So Sword Omen, we go out. Dive back in for those
Price
that
coming
are
in,
main
no?
tanks. And then dispel boost. Dispel boost.
Oh my god. Nggak kebus, nggak dispel ya?
Gua sekarat
Tank
banget
buster. Heal up the main tank on warrior. Warrior needs more DPS.
Remove yellow, purple. Purple gitu?
Put on purple. Click off yellow.
Iya kayaknya. Belum ya?
Put on purple. Click off yellow.
Oh iya, lo dikasih lagi sih?
So it's bombs again. So we need to get knocked back from the center. Tethered, go to big. Non-tethered, go to small. Get knocked back from the center and to the safe spot.
Wait, tether to small. Tether to small.
Tethered to.
That's what he said though.
Oh, is it? Oh, I
Dapat
heard wrong.
ada bom jatuh. Boom.
Got doomed.
Dia nggak pakai DBM, mas. Kita ketolong
dispel
DBM
boost.
banget anjing.
More damage on warrior, please.
Yeah, more damage on warrior.
Dispel it.
Belum dapat buff apa? Ada nih.
Yeah,
Never mind.
try to raise.
Habis one of power gue.
Masukin lah yang baru. Habis juga.
Ada sih, cuma susah ntar.
So this is again tethered to green, non-tethered to purple. Heal the main tank on the knight. Warrior.
What?
Someone needs to take the warrior.
Yeah. Actually, gue having
Take the warrior before tether.
Oh, gua kena.
Yeah, thanks, Cassie.
Belakang,
Inside.
belakang bos ya?
Inside,
In front.
sorry.
Aman. Oh, gue kena ini tuh.
Dispel boost.
Nggak tahu gue.
Dispel boost. No dispel, they're alive. I think next is enrage. No, tank buster, then enrage.
Barusan mati semua ya. Tapi hidup lagi.
Gue nggak mati. Itu sisa dikit banget. Armor gue banyak, dragon.
Is this enrage or AoE?
This is enrage, right?
Enrage.
Don't need to arise anymore.
Wow.
Hidup lagi dong gue. Ini sengaja duar-duar gitu ya biar kalau Ray mati lagi. Nah, ini. Saya nggak bisa.
Yeah, that's it.
Jam 3 juga sih.
Just a quick reminder for healers on Spellforge and Steel Sting. There are classes that need
Apa kena
both
ke hijau? Berarti
Spellforge
kalau
and
ke hijau
Steel
itu
Sting.
bom masuk dalam hijaunya kan?
Yeah, and also
Rame banget itu,
before you go,
gitu tadi.
Katsu, do you want to talk about progression?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so for signups from now on, what we ask of everyone, when we ask everyone to state their progression, this is not you stating how far you've been into the fight. So everyone in this run is not necessarily going to be boss 4 practice. No one is going to be boss 4 aim to clear because we didn't see any further than the first phase.
You mean boss 2?
Oh, boss just 2, yeah. If you feel very confident, very comfortable with boss 1, then sure, absolutely, you're more than welcome to put boss 2. But putting down boss 2 practice does imply that you're happy with your boss 1
boss 1
stability and mechanics. So we do use this progression to determine what runs we host in the future. We do use it to determine how we do put together teams and rostering. So it is quite important for us that people are not only honest but realistic with how comfortable they are with fights. If you were dead for the majority of boss 1, then I would recommend boss 1 practice or boss 1 aim to clear.
Terus 2 nggak tahu, belum lihat semua, weh.
Given how today's run went, we will likely try to adjust our runs moving
Tadi sih
forward
gampang ya, so far.
to provide this group of people runs that they can progress through DRS with. But with that being said, it is still quite important that you don't overstate your prog. This does also include DPS. Realistically, given we're post Zadnor and we have Valor stacks, DPS is usually quite a bit higher than what we had today. The point that we killed the boss today is actually the point that we would have been killing the boss before Valor stacks, which implies the DPS is quite low. This isn't to say, obviously this isn't to say anyone is doing poorly, it's just that I feel that chances are a lot of people will need to practice their lost action use and their buff uptime on top of staying alive. So do just keep that in mind moving forward as well, because that it will only get harder from here on out, obviously. But yeah, so moving forward, we announce our runs for the week generally either Sunday or Monday. We discuss what runs we would like to do in the following week based on how the previous week's runs went. So do keep an eye out. Chances are, this isn't me saying what next one's weeks are, but chances are, based on today's run, we will likely try and do something like a boss 1/boss 2 practice run next week. Maybe not. Like, we haven't discussed it at all. But if that is the run if that is a run that you see being put up, then please definitely do feel free to apply for that one. But say, for example, a run, we, for whatever reason, decide to do a run next week that's like boss 2 aim to clear, boss 3 practice. That would not be appropriate for anyone who started today as a freshie, given we didn't see boss 2 in Rage. But yeah, no, good job everyone. That was a pretty good run. We got a good kill for boss 1 in. We got some good practice for boss 2 in. And if you are feeling comfortable, if you're feeling confident, if you're feeling good about where you're at, I would say start studying boss 3 now, because boss 3 is probably the hardest in terms of individual mechanics. You have a lot more personal responsibility to be able to understand and resolve the mechanics in boss 3 compared to any of the other fights. Bosses 1, 2, and 4, if the shot caller calls everything, generally you'll be okay. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to brush up on boss 3. But otherwise, I think that's all good. If anyone else has anything they want to say.
Remember to have compassion for your healers.
Yeah.
Please pay your healers. Their gil are being gone.
Yeah.
Or go compassion farming. They would like
Thanks for
that
the run.
more.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you everyone for running this. This was great. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Bye bye.
We will definitely be running DRS up until at least 2 weeks before Endwalker. We're thinking like 2 weeks before Endwalker. I think maybe where we're thinking of slowing down or stopping. So definitely try and join as much as you can and try and get your clearance before then. But obviously, once Endwalker hits, everyone's kind of it's probably going to be harder to get runs done. So I would definitely say over the next month, try and join as much as you can and see how you go.
Okay. Was there any decision on the whole daylight savings time change?
You'll know once the schedule is up.
Yeah, we'll be putting out an announcement. But we will be trying to